Hello, this is Crystal Meach with Dow of the Heart YouTube channel. And today I have Tina Huggins, a divorce coach, with me. And I'm going to just dive right in like I always do. Thank you, Tina, for coming on my podcast. And how did you become a divorce coach?
Thank you for asking me, Crystal, to be here today. So, how did I become a divorce coach? That's a great question. I have been coaching for over 30 years, and during that time, I have coached people divorcing. And in that process, my dad almost ended up murdered by his second wife, and then his third wife followed suit with some of that. And by the time I was picking him up out of the hospitals, all these times I helped him reserve his farm so he didn't lose everything. And then years later, I was working in law enforcement, helping women and children get out of abusive homes. And I'm a martial arts instructor, so I was teaching self-defense in the battered women's shelter in my small town.
Oh.
Fast forward, I ended up meeting the man of my dreams, and he was going through a divorce. At that time, he had filed 2 years earlier, and his attorney was struggling with some stuff. So I volunteered to do paper investigation for the attorney. And fast forward, now we're somewhere in the end of 7 years, and it had been going on that long. And somewhere in there, I just decided that that my coaching wasn't enough. So I went in and got trained as a certified divorce coach, and just continue the training since then. It's just divorce can be so difficult as it is. And then when you don't have your legal team and all of your team members working on your behalf in the direction you think you need to go, it's very difficult and very stressful.
So, can you tell me what a divorce coach does, like someone like yourself?
Well, I work in the high conflict zone. So I work with people that are divorcing, and I'm going to use the umbrella term narcissistic people. And they find those divorces to be very difficult. They've possibly been in domestic violent situations. So in my case, my job, I hope that they would come to me beforehand, but a lot of cases I'm ending up with them while they're in the middle of this stressful time. But if they can come get me before they go into this, then I can help them get organized, help them um, cross their T's and dot their I's before we ever look into an attorney. Right there, we get about half of the stuff done right off the bat. That saves them just right off the bat at least $3,000. And so then we move into the process of working with an attorney, and I help them get the right attorney for their situation. We all often think that we need a high powered attorney in any situation, and that could cost us several $1,000s right there, because that may be the wrong attorney for your situation. So after working with the client, I can tell them what the best attorney and the best direction for them, in hopes that we could possibly move into mediation, which would be the cheapest possible way and the very best outcome for both parties. My clients a lot of times can't do that, but that's my job, as I help in that area. I help them with all of their emotional distress and all of the stuff that an attorney really doesn't need to hear, and you darn sure shouldn't be telling them that, because it's costing you thousands of dollars to do so. And then that's the other side of that. Because I'm helping you do your side of the work, I'm helping you stay organized. I can help you save thousands of dollars with your attorney, and your attorney's much more capable of doing the great job that you hired them for.
Okay, and so when someone goes to an attorney for a divorce and they're trying to pick an attorney, can you maybe talk about, like what the difference is between someone just randomly going, oh,
So I know that Crystal, she's having trouble with her internet. I could see that. And I know that her last question was what to do with the attorney now that you get into that part of hunting for an attorney. What's the best attorney? Well, there's lots of different types of attorneys. I know in my age group, we were just looking for a family divorce attorney. Excuse me. But nowadays, there are collaborative attorneys. There are attorneys that you can bundle um, the divorce aspect. So that means that they can do part of it and not part of it. And so you can hire attorneys that will do bundling divorce settlements with you. And then there is the litigative attorney. And my clients generally need a litigative attorney. But my hopes would be for anybody that's divorcing is that you head for a collaborative attorney. There's much less conflict with the collaborative attorney, and the collaborative attorney will work and hopes that they've got a collaborative attorney. So then the two attorneys work together, much like mediation, and they work back and forth in hopes that they can come to a settlement between the two of you. And a lot of times there's not a need for mediation if you can do that. So now you've not paid that extra to be in the litigation. So you've paid or for the mediation. So now you've paid just your two attorneys, which you would have normally had to have done anyways. But because the two attorneys were able to work with your ideas and each other and your spouse's ideas, you were able to come to an understanding and an agreement without even having to go through mediation. But if you've come in and you've got a traditional attorney, then my hopes is that we can guide you through a mediation. I'm actually a certified restorative mediator, although I use that training to help you as you set forth in a mediation. And mediation or collaborative attorneys, that is the cheapest possible way that you can go. And it's also the very best. That's when your words get heard. That's when your desires, and then you can kind of blend if you can work with your soon to be ex. If you can work with them, then that is the very best and the safest way that you can go through this. I say safest because you you don't have to bring in a fight. You don't have to go in front of a judge. A judge, if you take it to court, it's going to be whatever that judge decides. And they literally can wake up on one side of the bed on one morning and decide to go this way, wake up on the other side of the bed the next morning and decide to go this way. So you don't want to go in front of a judge if you can keep from it. My job is to do our best to try and keep the other side from being in conflict and wanting to fight so much. That's the process that I do in trying to help you put together an attorney.